So, hello guys. Um, this is my study tips video. This is my seventh take, so I'm sorry if I mess up. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm not gonna reset it. If it took a little long, if it took a little convoluted, again, I'm sorry. But I promise you, you'll probably learn something that you didn't know before, or just reaffirm what you already knew in a good way. So, something that I see as a big issue with a lot of people is that it's studying and it's taking notes. And I feel like a lot of people put a lot of effort into studying and taking notes, but don't get the most that they can out of it because they're just going about it the wrong way. And that's not to say that there is one way that works for everybody. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that there are certain concepts that you can put to use that will really help you in studying. So, I use Notion, but again, you don't have to use Notion. You can use whatever you want. You can use paper, you can handwrite, you can use another software, you can draw, you can use flashcards, you can use Quizlet. It doesn't matter. What matters is this thing called active recall. And I'm sure some of you, most of you have heard of it before, but maybe you guys aren't, it isn't really sticking how important it is. Or maybe you guys just don't realize how important it is. But it's immensely important. Um, so if you guys can see this, I have my old notes up right now, and of course I split them up. If you guys look at my review board, I split them up into the main topics, like the chapters per se, and then within the chapters, of course, there's subtopics, right? And so let's just go to the big six. So right here, I have the big six, which is of course an important topic that we went over during class. And then, of course, you have your big six. And of course, with each big six comes with its properties. So naturally, this is the important part. You see phosphorus, and you see that it has 3 to 5 bonds and it's polar. Now, if you're reading normal notes, it would just read phosphorus has 3 to 5 bonds and is polar. But the important part, the active recall, the part that I try to show to everybody to try and make them implement it into their, you know, into their daily studying, into their daily taking notes, is this idea of making it a question, making it harder than you just reading the paper. If if that were to just be phosphorus has 3 to 5 bonds and is polar, it would stick much less than how it is for me, where I see phosphorus and I'm like, okay, since I wrote the notes, I know what question it's asking. It's asking me, what are the properties of phosphorus? You can write out the whole thing if you want. Like I said, I'm just showing you how I do it, but the main important topic is this, is the active recall. Now I have to look at phosphorus and think, okay, how many bonds does it have? Okay, is it polar? Is it not polar? And through those questions, through that active recall, through making my brain work for the answer, it will remember it 100 times more than when you don't. It's as simple as that. It's that simple to progress your studying. Of course, it's harder to take notes when you have to make them into questions, which also works for you because you have to think about, how do I structure the information that I just got into a question that I can later ask myself that makes sense, right? That whole process of making the question and then later reviewing and having to answer the question, it will make that stick with much less effort than when you had to read through the same notes 10 times over and over and nothing stuck, right? Or maybe something stuck. And then you get on the test and there's like that one thing that you just can't remember. We've all been there. I've been there, you know? And it sucks. It sucks because you put a lot of effort and you're trying really hard and it's just not working and you can't figure out why. Like, it's not that you're not trying, it's just not sticking. And it's most of the time it's this. Most of the time it's just you're not going about it the right way. You need to ask yourself questions. You need to make it active recall. If you want to give a lecture to your teddy bears or to your plushies about what you just learned, that's active recall. If you want to make flashcards, that's active recall. You have to flip it around. You can't just look at it and You know, it's not like just reading it. You look at the word and you're like, oh, what the heck does this mean? It's that process. That process will really, really, really help you stick topics in your head, stick ideas in your head, and they will stay there. I promise you, they will stay there. And that's basically it. That's my study tips video. You know, I could show you guys how to use my software. I could show you guys how I organize my notes. But at the end of it all, the most important thing is that active recall. And I know that probably most of you have heard this already, you know. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe this is completely new to you, and that's amazing. Take this as a really big word of advice. It really helped me become much better at exams, you know? I was there in the same spot. I was doing bad on my exams and I didn't understand why. And then I started doing this and I stuck to it and it really, really helped. Of course, it takes more time to take such intricate notes. And you don't have to get as intricate as me, but of course, the process of making these questions and making an active recall will be harder than just writing it down. That's the end all, you know? But this but it's worth the effort, you know? And in the end, it's actually less effort than you doing traditional notes because you'll have to study less to get more, if that makes sense. But yeah, I mean that's basically it. If you guys want another video about how I use my software, I'll make that if you guys really want it. But for the most part, that's it. Just hopefully that helps you guys. If you guys have any questions, you can just talk to me. Like I'm a pretty chill person, I think. um, but yeah, that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day and good luck with the rest of the semester. Again, reach out to me for whatever, whenever, for anything, basically. All right. Bye, guys.